believe that?
All right, welcome back to the garden. We survived the 100+ degree days there we had for quite a while. I was watering the heck out of this garden. And what I finally decided was I had a whole lot of stuff that I really wasn't interested in eating. Mainly the turnip greens and such as that. And I got way too many squash. So what I started doing was harvesting the plants themselves and composting those plants in those bins in with the other plants. So let me kind of show you what I did. In some cases I actually pulled, or actually in all cases I pulled a pot out, which left me a hole. And then I started, instead of running my kitchen waste through a blender like I was doing, which gives you a thick, basically unpenetrable crust. And there we go, maybe a little piece of it there. It's all wet now, but when it's dry, it's hard. It's like leather, it's like fruit leather. So that was inhibiting the way water was passing through it. So I tried to break all that stuff up and distribute it around so it wasn't going to cause me those problems anymore. I just started throwing the whole scraps, you know, as they are. Seeds, pits, skins, avocado skins, peanut, whatever was coming through the kitchen was going in here. Coffee grounds, everything. Not a big fan of the paper towel thing. I'm sure they will eventually break down, but they again cause a matting problem, and especially when you run them through the blender, that turns into a big sheet of paper when you pour it on the dirt. So just throwing the scraps in there. Leaves, I'll go through and trim, you know, some leaves I don't want. Whatever, and throw them in here. So the plants I didn't want were giving me a great deal of green manure, if you will. I go through about every day and trim something or completely remove a plant and cut it up into pieces and add it to a pot. This has worked out really well, and it feeds, you know, does some feeding to the plants that are in there. I've gone through the cabinets and got rid of, you know, things I don't use anymore, cornmeal, oatmeal, things like that, and just poured and just distributed them straight on there. And this is Micro Life or something, another fertilizer. You can put as much of this stuff on there as you want. It's not going to burn anything, supposedly. You can see there I got rid of a squash plant just earlier, so there's just piles of it right in there with the other kitchen waste. Well, I was in here, you know, not too many weeks ago, a couple weeks ago, I noticed a plant had come up here, and I thought initially that it was a mango because it matched the look of a mango that I found on the internet. Well, this thing has shot up to about, it's a little over 10 inches tall at this point. Now, I don't know when exactly I threw that seed in there, but that's how that got there. I didn't plant that there. That was just me throwing seeds in between these pots that were in here. But yesterday, or it could have been today, I noticed that I had a plant come up that looked a whole lot like that tree that popped up in that pot. But I know this is an avocado because that's what I planted there. I also planted one here. And to verify it, I actually on the other tree, see there's the whole deal right there. So there's no doubt that is an avocado. No doubt about it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna cover that up. This right here is part of that fruit pasty stuff I was talking about. I'm gonna cover that a little bit. So I saw that burgundy looking stem, and I said, well, maybe this isn't an avocado, maybe this is a mango. So I scratched the soil back, and well, lo and behold, there's an avocado pit in there. So I got a 10-inch avocado, and that one over there is, you know, maybe an inch or so. And I was going through, moving some stuff around earlier, and noticed there's another one. This one is very recently come up, maybe a day or two, I don't know. So I'm going to start marking these things. And I happened to notice in this pile here that there was a avocado pit, and I picked it up, and it was cracked, and it had already had a root popping out of it. I'm like, well, my goodness. I dug around in here just on the top layer, and there was 3 avocado pits that were already ready to go. I planted them right here, and I went down a little bit deeper, and there was a mango pit, and it had already sprouted, so I stuck it over here. I've also been going around and thinning out plants, trying to go no more than 2 per pot. But in the case of some of these peppers, I really want these peppers. That's kind of my deal now. They are 1 per pot. 1 per pot. Everything in peppers is 1 per pot. Tomatoes are 1 per pot, or 1 per area. But I wanted to go through on camera real quick and just kind of go through here and see. Now this is this has not opened up yet, but I'm going to leave that mango right there on the side for now. There's another. See, look at there. That's a mango. Now all I got to do is put that in dirt somewhere. Alright, we'll set that there. So there's a lot of stuff on the internet about how to propagate mangoes and avocados. Avocados with toothpicks, suspended them in, you know, water with toothpicks stuck in the side, and all this rigmarole. I'm just not quite sure that that is necessary, because Tammy has, I think, 3 avocados in her windowsill, suspended with toothpicks, and they have been there for well over a month, and they're rooting, or at least one of them. I think all 3 of them are rooting, but no sprouts yet. So I got her beat. I got her beat the old-fashioned way, the way God intended. Put the seed in the dirt, let it touch soil, and let it grow. So I'm going to do it His way. See how that works out. But I'm going to get this this mango planted. I'm going to put it. I've got this one planted in an area where it's not going to get full sun in the afternoon. So I may put this one where it does get full afternoon sun, say in a little spot right there. See how that goes. I'll mark the spot and let you know how it goes. Oh, there's a worm. Oh, by the way, all my worms died. Best I can tell, they all died in the heat. Couldn't make it, but that's okay. I'm gonna let them come naturally. Y'all take care. I'll see you soon.